What's going on, everyone? It's your boy, the Fantasy Football Almanac, back at it with another best ball draft video. Today we're hopping into Best Ball Mania 3 draft. They are wrapping up kind of soon, so if you guys do want to get some entries in, hop in now. Hop in while you can. The entry fee is $25 for the chance to win $2 million. So the hope is to win this $2 million. We're drafting players with the absolute highest upside. I haven't had the 8th pick in a minute. I'm pretty excited. But before we really get started, please go down, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know how you think I did. Any suggestions, any sleepers you think are good for this season, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on another best ball video. But anyways, back to it. We got Austin Eckler coming off the board at pick 3. A little bit strange. You usually don't see that. If we get a couple more of these, which we do not, a couple more people reaching, we can potentially get Jamar Chase. We can potentially get Cooper Kupp. Don't think it'll happen, though. The odds are pretty low. I'm not hoping for it or expecting it. Just saying it is possible, so that's the hope. The 8th pick is probably my least favorite pick in the draft, to be just about honest. It's just such a shitty pick to have. I'm probably going to go with Diggs here if he falls, but I think it could easily be Dalvin here, or Derrick Henry here. Either way, we shall see. Z-Man224, I feel like I've drafted up against him before, is up before me, so we'll see who he takes here. He goes Devontae, so we'll take Diggs here. Diggs I'm fine with because in the second round at 17, they're good running backs we could double up with. Just look at this. There's so many running backs in this area. I would assume we're probably taking Alvin Kamara here, most likely, but it is possible we go elsewhere depending on who falls. I'm not taking Travis Kelce with a 10.5-foot pole, so I do hope he goes here off the board early. He does, which is good for us. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see these guys off early. We have 5 wide receivers in a row coming off the board. Not what you'd expect. But I think Diggs is of the caliber of these other players. Diggs is a phenomenal wide receiver here. We got Dalvin Cook coming off the board as well. Pick 11. Dalvin Cook, a guy, initially in the offseason I was a little bit lower on, but now I feel pretty confident in his ability. I could see him around the same place as Derrick Henry. Just last year, he was the consensus number 2. Now going down a little bit after an off year. But realistically, it's still Dalvin Cook, still the Dalvin Cook of old. Is 27 years old now, so you may have some slight age concerns. But again, it's slight. Very, very slight age concerns. We still have CD on the board. We could double up with... Nah, I probably would want Kamara here, even though it is possible he's suspended. Unless CD falls to us. If CD falls to us, I would gladly take CD here. I think the odds are low, though. What does this guy have? Derrick Henry? It's possible, but the odds are low. I usually don't see CeeDee Lamb falling this low. But if we can get him here, I would be absolutely ecstatic. Devo's fine too, but if not, I'm probably taking Kamara here. Realistically, I think Kamara is just so talented. We do want an RB. We'll see who this guy takes. He is experienced, so he is taking a sweet time like every experienced person. He goes Devo. We are taking CeeDee Lamb. We're doubling up with 2 straight wide receivers in blue here. We might honestly take Josh Allen here at pick 32. Not a stack I generally get, but if we have CD here, it does provide a pretty unique team combo. A team combo that not a lot of teams have. So I probably will be going Josh Allen if he does fall. Usually don't get the quarterback stack here, but this time is a little different. Because I like CD a lot. I think Alvin Kamara is going to continue to rise. I think he'll eventually pass Debo. I think Alvin Kamara will probably be drafted in this 15-16 range, about something like that. Javonte Williams, a guy creeping up as well, and it's not hard to see why. He is my running back 11 on the season. Video's coming out tomorrow, by the way, so if you guys are excited, please go down and leave a like. Let me know down in the comments below who you guys think are my 11 through 20. Obviously I just said Javonte, but who do you think of some other guys that I've been high on this season? We got Tyreek coming off at pick 20. Interesting, but I am really happy about the CeeDee Lamb pick. Usually, he's always going pretty much exclusively at the 1-2 turn, so to pair him up with Diggs is already a pretty unique team combination. I imagine not too many teams have it, so I will gladly jump and take the chance to take CD. CD's also a guy, he's going into the offense as probably the dominant wide receiver 1. His overall target volume next season should be insane, but I use the keyword should for a reason. Dak has never one to really force feed his receivers. And we haven't seen that one season from CeeDee Lamb yet. Granted, he's only played 2 seasons, but I think it might be a little different now because everyone's so excited about the Jamar Chases, the Justin Jeffersons, that we kind of forget about like what a good wide receiver season looks like. And 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns, it's good. It's not the best wide receiver season from a sophomore, but it's good. I mean, it's at least promising for the future. We got Mark Andrews still on the board somehow. I just can't believe it. Mark Andrews and Kyle Pitts are going closer together than Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews. I can't believe that. I mean, I think it's interesting, though. I can't say I blame people on getting hyped about Pitts. Me personally, I'm a little concerned. Most Bill starters won't play. What a surprise here. We got Nick Chubb coming off the board. Yeah, Mark Andrews still on this board here. I've seen him fall pretty far, but the lowest I've ever seen is 27, 28. So I would be surprised if he comes down any further. I mean, this is like about his floor. If somebody takes Kyle Pitts over him, that'll be the day. That will be the day. We are 6 picks away. Oh my God! I feel like I called that. Holy crap! that was pretty crazy. Oh my God! Kyle Pitts coming off the board before Mark Andrews. There's pretty much no way we get Mark Andrews, though. I mean, it's almost impossible. Keenan Allen off the board. He's getting closer, though. He's scaring me a little bit. 4 picks away. I don't think it's possible still, though. But this would be a really unique team combination. A team combination that almost never happens. Leonard Fournette's on the board as well, and T. Higgins. So there's 4 guys here that I really like. As long as all 4 of them aren't sniped, fine with it. There's 3 left now. It is possible that all 3 guys are sniped. That's the worst feeling when you're like, I got 3 guys and I'm 3 picks away. I know I'll get at least one of them. I'm 99% sure, and then you don't. Painful feeling. Realistically, here, I'll just take best player available between Lenny T. Higgins and Lenny T. Higgins and Josh Allen. T. Higgins does come off the board, though, so I am a little bit worried here. We might get sniped. If this guy goes James Conner, okay, so we're guaranteed either Fournette or Josh Allen. Again, if Fournette makes it back to us, I would take Fournette. He does not, so we go Josh Allen here. I think Josh Allen's a good pick. We get the pairing. We have a unique team combination. It's good. It's fine. Now we're in a position where we can get a nice wide receiver here yet again. I mean, we're going to have some good wide receivers here. We're going to be good. Pick 41 here. We're going to have a really insane wide receiver core. Our weakness, of course, is going to be running back here. I'm hoping at probably 65, I'm going to be taking somebody like A.J. Dillon, David Montgomery, one of those two. And then at 80 or 89, I'm probably going to be... At 80, I'll probably take Chase Edmonds. At 89, I'll probably go with somebody else like that. I mean, I guess I'll see on the board. But now we have our quarterbacks. We have our wide receivers. I don't know who the heck... We're going to have to figure out a tight end, whether it be George Kittle or the like. I think George Kittle probably is crawling up these boards a bit, but he would be a guy I'd really like. We got Mike Williams coming off the board at 36. That's crazy. We do have a good chance at getting one of these 2 guys, so whichever one it may be. I'm fine with either. Sutton would be my dream here, but I don't think it'll happen. Both these guys have 0 wide receivers, so Sutton comes off the board. We will see exactly who comes off, but I mean, I want Hollywood over all these guys personally. I really like Hollywood. Gabe Davis would be is a name I've honestly been considering more and more on this range. He's a guy I've grown on a ton, but I really like Hollywood. I really do. I think he's going to be insane this season, so I'm going to take Hollywood here probably, unless he's sniped. Honestly, Gabe Davis is calling my name more and more. A guy has been creeping up my wide receiver rankings, but I got to go Hollywood here. I just have to. Z comes off the board. We're going to go Hollywood. It's pretty much like taking your choice of these 4 guys here, because they're all very similar ADPs. But we do get Hollywood, so now we have our wide receiver position locked up. Pretty much for the rest of the draft, our wide receivers are insane. We have our quarterback locked up. So we're hoping these guys like Justin Herbert, Lamar, Mahomes come off the board a little bit early. I think Mahomes did come off the board. Mahomes did. That's really good for us. That's actually awesome for us. Kind of douchey, taking Pat Mahomes and not letting this guy probably get the stack where he wanted him, but okay. We get Herbert off the board as well. That's a really good sign. Let's get these quarterbacks pushed up the board a bit. If we can get Jalen Hurts off the board before our pick 2, that would be amazing. Because these people might get a little worried, a little antsy now. Herbert off before ADP. Montgomery off at 44. I was thinking he'd make it to me at at 56. I still don't think there's no chance either of these two guys or any of these guys really make it back to us. Lamar, let's go. We got more and more quarterbacks coming off the board. That's what we like to see. Let's go. Oh my God. This guy pairs up Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown here. That was definitely his goal. Okay, so we got a quarterback run coming off. If we can get Kyler off, we would be absolutely ecstatic. But I think this is probably it for QBs. I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong. We are 8 picks away now. 3 players we still really like on the board. Chances are low that any of them make it back to us, but low does not mean 0. We could also take Kittle if all these players don't fall. This guy's got 3 running backs. Oh my God, his running backs are insane. Holy crap. That running back core is ridiculous. And Deontay Johnson as a wide receiver 1 is fine. I mean, you're never going to be mad about that. I guess he probably just wanted somebody really consistent. Let's see who he goes now. My God, I'm just going to take a wild guess and say he wants to go running back heavy and goes Cam Akers. He goes Darren Waller, fine by me. There's 4 players we really like, and we're 6 picks away. In a pretty decent position here. We'll see if any value falls to us. It is possible it doesn't. Considering all these guys went QB, I'm not expecting any more QBs to come off the board. We get Judy here. I imagine Gabe Davis comes off the board next, which is a tiny bit painful, but it is what it is. I will gladly take George Kittle if that's how the board falls, pretty much. The thing is with Gabe Davis, too, I mean, I would be getting an insane stack with Buffalo at a pretty huge value, with Gabe Davis being the value here. So, I mean, it would be an absolutely insane stack here. The odds again, that he makes it back to us are low, but not 0. Cam Akers comes off the board. Oh my God, value is falling in this draft. I will gladly go Kittle here, too, if Kittle's somehow still on the board. Because Kittle's falling. Kittle sometimes is falling late into the 5th, which is pretty surprising to me considering Kittle's talent, considering Kittle's situation, considering Kittle's history. I think Kittle's a really, really good pick where he's going right now. But I want Gabe Davis here. Gabe Davis somehow could make it back to us. George Kittle gets sniped. We're 2 picks away and we want 2 players. Please, come on. Don't do us like this. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Come on. Come on, Smoke Dog 13. Z-Man. Z-Man had no compassion the last time and sniped us. Smoke Dog last time sniped us as well. Painful. Painful, painful, painful. We are probably going to go Chris Godwin here. I hate to say it. Wow, that hurt. But our wide receiver core is at least ridiculous, so it makes up for it. But we're going to need to figure it out back. A.J. Dillon here still on the board, so A.J. Dillon might be our RB1 here, if he even makes it back to us. I'm going to get payback. I really really hope this guy wanted Marquise Hollywood Brown bad. I really do. I hope this guy wanted CD bad. Screw this guy, Z-Man 224. He's taken up all the value in this draft, and it hurts. It really, really does. It's crazy that I was considering Gabe Davis here at 41, and he falls to 54 as well. We got Dalton Schultz off the board. I mean, Rashad Bateman's still on the board, man. Okay, not anymore. I mean, I want A.J. Dillon. I prefer Dillon over Dobbins here. Dillon's upside is just simply higher. And, I mean, we're going for the swing for the fences type team, so we need a guy like A.J. Dillon on this roster. Darnell Mooney would be, interesting, I guess, because we do. I mean, we have so many wide receivers, but getting another one. We got Kyler off the board. Oh, come on, most hated. I think this guy's one of the dudes who takes his time to draft and makes his pick late every time. He's got a pretty good roster. It's an elderly roster, I guess. Brandon Cooks, Zeke, and Derrick Henry. Elders of their time, but good players. I like the team. Debo, pick or 2 early. I imagine he goes Dillon here. Because we've been getting sniped this whole draft. I don't think there's any other way he goes. He goes Darnell Mooney. Let's go. We get A.J. Dillon here. I'm totally fine with that. As our RB1, it is a tiny bit scary, but, I mean, this is going to be a low floor, high ceiling team. We might even go Tony Pollard as our RB2 here, realistically. and just take the guys that we really want their starters to get injured pretty much. I mean, that's really the goal. I'm surprised Jalen Hurts went so early. I think it was just because of the stack. But let me know what you guys think of this team down below in the comments. It's a very high floor, low ceiling, or high ceiling, low floor type team. Because our wide receivers are ridiculous. Our quarterback's ridiculous. Because we don't have to take another quarterback until pretty much the last round, which I might do. I might honestly end up taking. I might honestly end up repeating my strategy and going with Zach Wilson here in the last round. Because, I mean, he's going off the board at pick 209. I mean, that's got to be a value. I know he's going to be missing some time, but when we have Josh Allen, we don't really care. The other, because all these guys, they really just have prototypical pocket passers, except for Marquise. Maybe we could get the A.J. Dillon stack with, what's his name? Oh my god, Lazard's flying up these boards. We could get it with Aaron Rodgers, potentially, at pick 112. I think that's 113. That's Aaron Rodgers' average ADP, so 111. So, I mean, I could swallow him up there. There is a ton of wide receiver value on the board still. I don't know what the heck is going on right now. It's honestly a little bit painful because we don't need these wide receivers. But if Lazard is somehow there, I mean, guys calling my name. I will take him every draft in this round. Every single time I see him in this area, I will gladly take him. The wide receiver 1 for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, come on. It basically feels unfair getting Allen Lazard, one of my most owned players. I don't think he'll make it back to us, though. We are 6 picks away, and Z-Man is right before us. Z-Man is an absolute sniper when it comes to guys I like. And I do value Chase Edmonds slightly higher than these other two guys, the Tony Pollards and the Clyde Edwards-Helaire, so I probably will be taking Chase Edmonds here. I think he's got a high floor and a high ceiling this season. But that is, I mean, if he even makes it to us, he's a guy who's been creeping up the boards an absolute ton here. This guy took 3 quarterbacks? No, he has 2. Lazard comes off the board, so all temptation is gone. Tony Pollard off the board, that is a little concerning, because, I mean, we do want these running backs to fall here, so the more that can fall, the merrier. I mean, I would even love it if 2 fell. That would be awesome. But I would prefer him over Josh Jacobs as well. I mean, even though I really do like these 2 wide receivers, we just have enough. Usually, it's the other way around. Usually, you're getting running back value to fall, but here, I mean, it's just been wide receiver after wide receiver. So, this guy has 3 running backs. There's almost no way. Oh my god, he got Leonard Fournette at Breece Hall. It's such values. It's actually crazy. I mean, that's just beautiful. I mean, if he goes with Chase Edmonds here, I would honestly be like he would have to be like hacking into this like call or something. I mean, it would just be ridiculous. Considering he's already got 3 running backs here. What? No way. There is no way. He goes Chase Edmonds. I'm actually devastated. Oh my god. This guy, he must be like, he's got to be like listening in or something. I mean, this is just awful. I have actually never seen this snipage here. We are going to go Amari Cooper here. I mean, this is devastating. This is crazy. I cannot believe he did that. I actually cannot believe it. I mean, he sniped me on pretty much every single player I've wanted. So, if Z-Man, if you have a channel or something like that, and you guys enjoy his voice a little bit better, go to Z-Man's channel. This guy knows what he's doing. It is kind of dumb taking 4 running backs this early, though, but I guess now on your Z-Man. That's tough. But the reason why I did end up going Amari Cooper here is because, I mean, we could still feasibly get a good wide receiver, or a good running back later. I mean, Clyde's a guy who could fall. Ramondre Stevenson, a guy I like. I saw Dameon Pierce here as well. I mean, there's a lot of guys I like here. Clyde, I'm a little scared. Because, I mean, he didn't really get a huge amount of the work. But, I mean, he's always scary, though. Clyde is always scary. But I think in this type of backfield situation that I'm trying to foster here is a scary backfield. Because that's really what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build on those murky situations. And let's say I hit right on Dylan and I hit right on Clyde. Then I get 2 RB1s out of pretty much thin air. And my wide receiver core is God. I mean, that's pretty much the strategy. I freaking cannot believe that Chase Edmonds pick, though. That was devastating. What the heck is wrong with this guy? And then on the way back, every time he takes guys I don't care about. Clyde off the board as well. Painful. It's crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. Kadarius Toney still on the board. What am I doing here? What am I doing? Dameon Pierce. There's no way Dameon Pierce makes it back. I don't even really want Dameon Pierce here. I'm a little scared for. We're going to go crazy RB here. I mean, we're going to go crazy wide receivers here. We're going to go Kadarius Toney. We have so many good wide receivers here. I mean, this is the most wide receiver build I've ever had. This is actually ridiculous. But considering we have Josh Allen, we can afford to wait a quarterback. Running back, though, I mean, running back we're going to need to freaking figure out. I mean, we're probably going to be taking 5 running backs here, maybe even 6 running backs. Just because we have to, pretty much. I mean, if any of these guys make it back to us, we are 14 picks away, so it is possible we can get Kareem Hunt here. And I really like Kareem Hunt where he's going right now. Again, still don't know why he's going as low as he is. So, I mean, we just need some value to fall to us. And there's no possible way. And he goes Tyler Lockett here. I swear, every time on the way back, he makes a bad pick, but I hate you, Z-Man. I hate you. We got Kareem Hunt still on the board potentially. We do have these running backs. I mean, even James Cook here, another ambiguous backfield where if James Cook takes over for whatever reason, I mean, that's really, really good. So we're definitely going to need to probably double up here at running back. I mean, there's pretty much no way around it. As long as there are good running backs on the board. Because running backs are going to have to stop coming off soon. I think it's probably started. Kareem Hunt off the board here. Dallas Goedert off the board. I would have been fine with either of them. But if we can get James Cook here, I will take back everything I said about Z-Man. All the slander, all the hate. If we can just get James Cook here. That's really all I need. It's right around his ADP, so we could definitely get him. I mean, I don't know. We're in a good position. Let me know down below what you think of this build. I mean, it's a really, really crazy build. Crazier than I usually decide to go. But I think in this situation, it's pretty justified with the situation that's happened to me. Because I really wouldn't have gone J.K. Dobbins here. There's a tier drop-off after Chase Edmonds for me, personally. And then also having Clyde and Ramondre, that's another teardrop there. I mean, it's literally just been teardrop after teardrop. I usually don't do this, but I think I just had to. I just absolutely had to. We got Miles Sanders off the board. We are 6 picks away. I mean, TJ Hawkinson's kind of calling my name as well, but I just can't do it. I can't pull trig. I can't pull no trig. We got Andy. Antonio Gibson's going to be falling even lower than this. I actually was doing my running back rankings here, and I have him even lower. Right now I have him as my running back. Again, not to spoil. My running back 38. And realistically, I think he could even go lower. I don't want a piece of Brian Robinson here either. I mean, it's probably going to be a split backfield. So, I realistically don't want a piece of either of them. I think it will be a pretty much split backfield. The only case where Brian Robinson takes over is if Antonio Gibson fumbles 2 or 3 times, the first couple weeks of the season. Then we will see a Brian Robinson take over. But I think other than that, they're most likely going to split carries, and that's not a situation I want on a bad offense. On a good offense, I'm fine with splitting carries, but on a bad offense, it's really scary. Like James Cook, for instance, he's most likely going to be splitting carries here. But his carries are going to be really valuable because he's going to be getting a lot of receiving work from Josh Allen. Oh, and I also have Josh Allen, so totally forgot about that. All right, I swear to God, Z-Man. Want the truth? He goes Derek Carr. Let's go. Get out of here. We're going to take James Cook here. So now we have a pretty good Buffalo stack all around their ADP, so not terrible. It's not like we reached on any of these guys or anything, which is the best way to do it when you're building stacks. You don't want to reach, so you want them to happen naturally. You don't want to force them. We got Aaron Rodgers on the board here potentially. We could double up and get 2 nice quarterbacks because I don't want Gibson. I don't think anybody in this draft want Gibson. It's actually possible Gibson falls to the round after this. It's possible he makes it back here, in which case I would take Gibson. But I'm a little torn here. I mean, I don't want to overexpose myself to Arizona when I don't have the QB. But I think Ronald Moore is a good pick. Oh, Treylon Burks is still on the board, actually. I should probably go Burks. I haven't really drafted Treylon Burks, like, ever. But if he's on the board at this much of a value, I'll take him. And then in the next couple rounds, I'm going to need to figure out my tight end situation pretty badly here. I mean, pretty much every situation except for my wide receiver situation. Wide receiver, I literally just don't have to take another one. Yet I'm still about to. Most hated. Is he the most hated? We shall find out if he takes Treylon Burks. He goes Melvin Gordon. So we get Treylon Burks here. We have 7 wide receivers. We probably are not going to take another wide receiver this draft until the really late rounds. I mean, maybe like 1 or 2 more. I think we can take 8 wide receivers here and be fine, because we're probably going to need to take 2 tight ends or something like that. Man, I cannot believe this team exists with Mark Andrews, Justin Jefferson. It's not even like he got Mark Andrews at 21. We'll see what value comes to us in the next round. Kenneth Walker would be interesting because I do think, although he's falling down draft boards here, I mean, he does not make it back to us. But I do think Kenneth Walker is an interesting pick. I mean, you figure if what's his name goes down, if Rashad Penny goes down, which he's done so many times in his career, Kenneth Walker's a good pick. Doesn't have the upside of a James Conner with the pass catching work, but does have a nice floor. And at this point, we just need bodies at this point at the running back position. Darrell Henderson, I might have to end up taking. We're gonna have to end up taking probably 5 running backs here, 3 more running backs rather. Even though I pretty much almost never take Darrell Henderson, so I usually like getting my backs early. We're in a situation where we kind of have to. Let me have Dobbs coming off the board earlier and earlier here. We'll probably end up taking my man, Christian Watson here. Guys falling down these boards. Falling like a brick here. Falling like a brick. And he'll continue to fall. And I'll continue to take him. If he does get the wide receiver 1 option, I mean, I'm totally fine with that. 100,000% fine with that. We got Michael Gallup off the board here. At 128, though, I don't know where we're going. I mean, there's so many different positions that we need to address here. Let me see how that tight end situation's looking. Albert O's on the board. Freiermuth, Irv Smith. I'll probably wait for Irv Smith at 137. That's kind of the plan right now, the tentative plan. Pacheco could have been, should have been nice, but he's going to keep crawling up these boards. This is a 7th round pick, 251st in the draft. He would be a really interesting story, but I think the odds are unlikely that they stick with him long term. But in the short term, he's a pretty smart pickup. John Dotson coming off the board. I forgot John Dotson was still on the board here. That's a pretty interesting pick. Oh my god, Julio Jones is still on the board. I mean, I do have Godwin already, so I'm not taking him. But wow. Usually it's the other way around. I cannot believe wide receivers are falling this much in drafts. I've never seen it before. I've never seen wide receivers fall this much and running backs get pushed up this much. When I see this much value, I can't help but take the value and try and make it up later. That's always my philosophy. I think value is so important in drafts like this. But we do have now Darrell Henderson, who feels gross to me. Maybe we got Madison here as well. Oh my god, the week 7 bye is killing us. I mean, Rashad White's an injury away from at least getting a start. So is Khalil Herbert. I'll probably end up going Khalil Herbert here at 152. Because I'm just looking for guys who are an injury away pretty much. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. That's what I need with this lineup. Because, like, let's say Cam Akers tears his ACL. I would feel awful, but let's say he does. And James Cook ascends to the starting role, or Dalvin Singletary goes down. I mean, this team all of a sudden becomes juggernaut. An absolute juggernaut team. I might go Madison here anyways, and just stack up these week 7 buys. Or Rashad White here. I mean, if he's still on the board, but one of these two guys, because we're probably gonna be taking 5 or 6 running backs here. I want to take whichever one's highest ADP though. whether it be Rashad White or Madison. But this team feels gross. We're gonna be taking five running backs here at least, maybe six. Because the nice thing about it is that I mean we could realistically just have Josh Allen. I probably won't do that, but we realistically could just have Josh Allen. That's how good Josh Allen is. That's how we kind of need to build this team, honestly. We're going Rashad White here. Alberto, I think, is a guy who's going to start falling again. But I'm kind of more fine taking him now than I was in the past. Because, I mean, he did get snaps out there. It didn't look good, but, I mean, he was just getting blocking snaps. Yeah, I was a little scared with the draft of Greg Dulcich, and I still am a tiny bit worried, but I think it's fine. I'm not overly concerned. Yeah, and especially at 152, if you were to fall that far, it would be a value. We're kind of in an interesting draft right now. I mean, we do have an okay build. We are definitely taking Zach Wilson in the last round, by the way. I mean, there's just no doubt in my mind we're taking Zach Wilson in the last round. We just have to. Because we got to make up for a running back position. We got to make up for our tight ends. And we're fine at wide receivers, so we don't need to take another wide receiver here. Maybe at this next pick, I will take Watson and then just call it a day and be done with these wide receivers. But that's really about it. I mean, he's the only other flyer I would be fine taking with here. We got Madison and Carter off the board. The Molder Man, 63, taking Carter. We got Madison. Again, let me know what you guys think about this team down below in the comments. Let me know, because I know it is a pretty interesting build. It's unique. Not too many other teams are going for something like this. So sometimes going for these 0 RB strategies are interesting if it does work out. If, let's say, Leonard Fournette goes down. If, let's say, Cam Akers goes down, my team goes up dramatically. And I mean, that's what happened last season. You always figure there's going to be at least 1 or 2 huge injuries going into the season. It's always just what happens. So, we'll see. Irv Smith, notably, still on the board. Tua still on the board as well. Where's Gesicki's going to be a guy plummeting down boards. He's a guy I initially thought would still have volume, but he just doesn't. He doesn't have any volume anymore, and it makes sense as to why. I mean, it's just impossible for him to have volume. It really pretty much just is. We still got Irv Smith on the board, though, here. I think it would be pretty interesting to get him. Irvy, and then probably like an Algier or something like that. Or a Tyrion Davis Price, potentially. I mean, little throwback name for me personally. I wasn't really taking him that much. Or I was taking him a ton. Now I'm not really taking him nearly as much. But I think he could be a smart name to take here, potentially, as a late round flyer. I mean, why not? At 161 I'll take, or 176 I'll take him even. Potentially. Or Algier, but I think Irv is too good of a value to pass up if he makes it to us. I don't know if he will, though. Even if he doesn't play the first couple weeks, again, this team is very, very low floor, high ceiling. Low floor, high ceiling to the core here. We can get Irv Smith and then take Christian Watson in the next round, potentially. I mean, I have so many different plans going through my head right now, and that's what you got to do when you're drafting. I mean, just try and think out as many different plans as possible. Try it. And plan for the end of the draft, like, okay, I might take Zach Wilson because I know I have Josh Allen. I know I have a really good quarterback, so I can wait a ton of quarterback. Like, think these things out, and it will really help you a ton to draft. I hate Z-Man so much. I hate him. He is the worst person in the world. Z-Man, I hope. I never want to say what I hope for Z-Man. I think Z-Man probably knows here. He's an awful person. But you guys are Smith here. So we take Christian Watson, who I'm still fine with. I mean, it's okay. We get another one of my guys. But now we have 8 wide receivers. And our tight end situation is absolutely disgusting. We're going to probably have to go like Njoku or something like that. Algier's still on the board as well. I might go Zach Wilson here because I don't want to take too many other. We do need to figure out a tight end as well. We have to probably go 3 tight ends here, which is unfortunate. So 3 tight ends and 5 running backs is not a build I generally go for here. but it's a build we probably need at this point, which is painful. I mean, absolutely painful. We're going to go Njoku here, though, most likely. I mean, he's competing for targets with Donovan Peoples-Jones, David Bell, and Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, obviously the most notable of those names, but everyone else could easily be a wash, so we're going to take Njoku here. Big body type player, a tight end that we kind of need. And then I'm probably going to call it a video here. I know there still is a little bit of the draft left. We do have 4 picks, but I will post them below in the description. Let you guys know exactly who I end up getting, just because it is pretty late in my household right now. We are going to take Njoku here. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Really hope you guys have a great day, great night, and a great life.